Alright. Hello, dear friends. I got a fun one, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to do another one of those unboxings. And I'll tell you the story of these while I'm opening them. So, these are DWs, custom ordered through Sweetwater. So they just got put together. I think he waited 7 months for these to, which isn't too bad for a large company. Got the usual Sweetwater stuff. I have no idea what these look like. I kind of asked him not to even tell me, so who knows? But these are getting, I don't even have a term for it. These are getting turned into vintage DWs, which essentially DW purchased Camco. I'm going to tease you with this. They purchased Camco and basically used the Camco design until they really started building their own shells and doing their own edges. So what I'm going to do with these is put them back to pre-change. That 80s DW fame. Let's see what these look like. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. I honestly, I think they have the best finishing department in the industry. But that's kind of where I stop gushing over them. Amazing finishes every single time. Wow, that's nice. I wonder if there's something that says what wood that is. Next up, so box inside a box. That's a fantastic way to ship drums. I think the outside boxes are they're shipped to Sweetwater when they're done, and then Sweetwater ships them out to the customer. And he had these shipped straight here. Pure Maple VLT Exotic. Collectors. This is gonna be a long one. Sorry. Man, that is so pretty with the black hardware. So, two things are going to happen. These are going to get the older California Camco / DW Edge, which is essentially the way I look at it. And then the rubber gaskets are getting pulled. This rubber gasket thing started after DW was famous for sound, or Camco for that matter. Let's see. Rubber gaskets do not belong on a musical instrument. Rubber is how you eliminate sound. Kind of a thing that started in the custom market by people using Keller shells and import lugs, and you needed to space those lugs off the shell, or this tension rod alignment was wrong. And so companies, small builders, started making their own rubber gaskets, and then Asia started making them for them, and then it was just a thing that every lug comes with a rubber gasket and nobody even knows why. The DW lug was designed before the gasket, so its spacing with the gasket is too far out. On top of just murdering tone and the stability of the lug. Imagine it's like putting rubber gaskets under the tuning pegs of a guitar between the neck. That tuning structure is going to move every time there's energy put to it. And then you have the problem of not knowing that your parts are loose because the rubber is preventing you from hearing a rattle. And then parts start breaking because the gaskets will shrink inevitably. I mean, it's such a silly thing, and I rant about it constantly, but get those gaskets out. Now, there are people in the comments screaming right now, but the gaskets protect the finish. The chemicals in these rubber gaskets leach into that polyurethane finish, and then they start creating all kinds of weird patterns around the lugs. They're not protecting the finish. And you can look at a 60s, 50s Duco finish. It's not the lugs that messed up the finish. I have a flawless 79 recording custom. No gaskets, legendary sound, no damage to the finish. Anyway, that's a rant. Oh, let's see this one. So I don't know if I should turn this into a part 2 and check these bearing edges being level or not. You get the idea. Then there's the bass drum, and it comes with this really cool little kit. A little thank you thing, microfiber cleaner, extra tension rods, and we all know why that's good. I think it's kind of mean to have a unique tension rod, but that's just me. Okay, we got 3 different kinds of drum key. Awesome. And some memory locks, probably for the spurs. So that's what's in these. Then some 4 tom legs. I might split these up, I might not, but I'm gonna take them apart and see if they're level. These tension rods are so slow. So there is a little bit of a back cut on the outside, which is nice. 2 plies, 3 plies. That's the first time I've seen that. I mean, that's an improvement to getting closer to what they used to be. Nice. All right. The more level that these things are, the easier it makes my job. I have no idea how loud that is on camera. Sorry about that. All right. Okay. Nice. All right. That's cool. I wonder if Roland has something to do with that. Because this really is sort of a return to Japanese bearing edge. And it's level, which is Japanese. You might be able to tell I'm not the biggest fan of... So I got let down by one of these kits in the early thousands, and I didn't even play it while I was making payments on it. And I went back to some Tamas and just kept playing those. I got so frustrated by those things that I learned about bearing edges. And now, like, it's my life. And so, in a way, they kind of created me with severe frustration. And then that's when I learned about, oh, well, Camco and DW used the Camco design and the people who built the shells. Anderson International Trading did the later Camco, California Camco stuff, and then the early DW. I don't know the exact date of the switch, but the easiest way to tell is whether your reinforcement ring has this wavy pattern in it. That's a later DW. So I started this process, and now I'm doing these a lot. This works really good on the performance kits, the PDPs. Tons of those every year, tons of PDPs. I put on the old DW style bearing edge and remove all the rubber gaskets, and it's a significant difference. The shell can resonate. There's a lot less detuning. Tune once a month instead of every song. I'm using this tool here so I can rant while I'm taking tension rods out. What else about the history of DWs? Pitching your shell is meaningless. That's another one of those things. I just don't know of another company that makes as many claims, and I think that's why they become a target for me. Their build quality is beautiful. It's just the choices. Beautiful build quality, zero complaints, or it's just design choices that sort of steals the magic of what these used to be, which is one of the most beautifully resonant kits you could get, but still controlled. And that's all about getting rid of the rubber and putting their old bearing edge back on. But yeah, the shell pitch thing is total myth. I learned that trying to build a marimba. You take your marimba key, your strip of wood, and you tap it in front of a tuner, and it says, oh, you're a little sharp. Grind some material off. Tap it on the tuner, grind some material off. You're changing the mass to get the shell to an exact note. The chances that one of these pops off the assembly line at an exact note is nil. So what the tuning thing does is approximate what note this wants to be at. It's not literal. And so once you add these lugs, you're adding mass, and once you add the mass, just like on the marimba key, you're raising pitch. So this isn't going to be where it was when they tapped it, because now it's one thing. Are we level? I wonder if they did that because they knew they were coming here. Oh, that's nice. Beautiful work. Oh man, glosses that gorgeous are such a pain in the butt. I don't even mess with them. Plus it's just really expensive, and I'm always trying to keep drums affordable. But it sure is gorgeous. So I'm going to check this one more, save the kick for later. And then put a second post on this with some snapshots of everything before and after. And get them boxed up, shipped back. The owner of these has not even seen them yet. I kind of feel bad that I'm the first one to open them, but he's gonna love them, so. This is exciting content right here. Maybe the drill is better. I am not an influencer, and I'm really just doing this kind of stuff for fun, so suggestions are welcome. Even like the vial ones. I'll take vial suggestions. Any kind of suggestion. Alright, here we go. Let's just I will always be unedited. It's in my nature. All right, one more. spot. Yeah, the 12 has a low spot. But really, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, like, a lot of people put focus on this level thing to an incredible degree, and level really is less relevant. I'm just kind of picking on DW right now because, like, that's their thing, you know, their campaign or whatever. Outside diameter means way more than level. If you're poking into the part of the collar that's still coming up and rounding over, you have this shape. If you're meeting here, this is floppy, or you have to tune it really high and get it down to where the edge wants to sit in that pocket. And that's where DW's edges used to be. They used to be rounded in, sat in that pocket. The Camco edge. So really, the size of the circle that the head sees is more important than whether that circle is flawlessly level. Yeah, fun stuff. All right, on to the bass drum, and I'll post something about these later. Double check that side. That side is good. Yeah, this one didn't work out, but not majorly bad. And then this has almost no plies cut on the outside. This has 2 and this has 3. I don't know if that's on purpose. Most likely isn't. But yep, old Camco edges, gaskets yanked, amazing DWs. That is a very gorgeous finish.